All right, we're back again, and I don't really. I'm gonna. This is a video dealing with uh, Dr. Umar Johnson and his rant on Kevin Samuels. I don't have nothing to do with that. Just gonna point out um, the places where I think Dr. Umar has a misunderstanding of what Kevin was saying. So I'm not going to enter into or defend Kevin. That's not what I'm here to do. I think you see two giants fighting. Let them fight. It's not my fight to enter in, but because Kevin, I'm sure, is well equipped to handle dealing with Dr. Umar, as is Dr. Umar is well equipped to handle with Kevin. So those two can duke it out. I'm just here to point out I think that Dr. Umar has a few misunderstandings about Kevin and some of the information that he's put out, and so that's why I'm not here defending Kevin necessarily, but just to get the information straight. Kevin can come out here and defend himself, so that's his job. I'm just gonna, because a lot of people listen to Dr. Umar and maybe they get the same from what something he said could some mislead other people's understanding, and that's the only reason why I'm stepping in the gap here. That's the only reason. I'm not here to attack Dr. Umar. You know what I mean? We need brothers like that with a lot of zeal like that. So I'm not here to attack him. Whether you agree with his personal domestic lifestyle or not is irrelevant. That's still my brother, and Kevin is still my brother. I just want to clear up some of the misunderstandings that I think Brother Umar had about um, Kevin's platform. So let's get into it and get moving on it.
Because I've been getting questions about these black male life coaches, these uncredentialed, uncertified, untrained, YouTubian black male life coaches.
Now I know that was a shot, and I give it to him. Kevin threw a shot at him, so I'm pretty sure he was going to throw a shot back at Kevin.
I'm not here to knock nobody. I don't know how anybody feeds their children. I don't know how they keep a roof over their head. I don't know I don't know how they keep food in their body. I'm not here to knock anybody's hustle. I'm not here to knock anybody's hustle because I don't know how they feed their children. I've had people try to destroy my profession, my professional career as a certified school psychologist, my professional career as a clinician and a therapist. I've had people try to destroy that because they didn't agree with my political platform. I've had people try to destroy that. So I will never attack another black man's ability to feed his family, even with the gangster rappers.
But
I will not attack their
but
ability to feed their family. But I
however,
do want to say this to the black women out there. I'm disappointed in a lot of my sisters. I am disappointed in a lot of black women because I thought that our sisterhood was evolving to a place that would not tolerate. I thought black sisterhood was evolving to a place that would not tolerate slander and degradation of.
okay, what's the slander? I've never heard Kevin slander anyone. Slander these women. I haven't heard him slander. I heard him tell them the brutal truth. I mean, sometimes it's got fire on the end of the spear, but I've never heard him slander anybody. So that one, Brother Umar, you're gonna have to pull up some receipts on that one, because I have never heard him slander anyone by the definition of the word.
Black women on any level for any reason. I thought, black sisters, that you guys were getting to a place, you sisters, you queens, my beautiful black goddesses, I thought you all were evolving to a place where you would not approve of Eurocentric slander.
Brother, Are you listening? Are you listening to yourself, Brother Umar? I know you're a smart brother, but if you look around, you see most of our women, they have European hair on their head. They got plastic nails on their fingertips. They got liposuction, booty injections. Sister just passed away that went down to, I just did a story on her. She went down to, sister from Long Beach, right out here in Long Beach, went down to Mexico to get a tummy tuck because she wanted to save money. And she died right there on the operating table. I don't know, brother. I mean, if you thought that that's the way things were going, I don't know if you had your eyes really open. Maybe you too invested in your school, Brother Umar. But this stuff is going on, man. We're going to actually the opposite direction. And I'm not blaming Kevin for that. But what I'm saying is our sisters are not mentally where we want them to be. And they're not approaching that as far as I can see for the mass scales. Yes, we have some of our sisters that are very intelligent and very alert mentally. But that's not the sister on the street as I see it. Anyway, moving on.
in degradation and debasement and
And Brother Umar, how is he degrading and debasing them? These are grown women. They can just hang up the phone. These are grown women. It's like when a lot of people say, you're tricking these women into having sex. Brother, these are grown women. They're grown. Unless I'm talking about grown women. Now, if you tricking underage girls, that's a whole nother topic. But we talking about the people that get on Kevin's live stream. They're grown women. They know all they got to do is hang up the phone, and that's all you see is the ones that didn't hang up. I'm sure there's a bunch more that hang up. So all women are not stand. Those are the ones that, like you said, for whatever reason, you're the psychologist, you know better. For whatever reason, they are hanging a stand on the phone. But I would say that is a small percentage of the women that actually try to talk to him. That ones that actually stay on the phone. Anyway,
undue attacks on your integrity as a black woman. But I'm seeing black women out of their thirst for male validation entertain some of these Negroes who have no history of organizing in the black community. They have
agreed.
no history of fighting for our children. They have
Agreed.
no activism resume at all. Why would you subject yourself to that level of insult? Why would you subject yourself to that level of degradation and undue criticism?
That's why I'm trying to explain, Brother Omar. It's not, if you look around and you see that the sisterhood, for the most part, they're wigged up, weaved up. I mean, they're like Kevin said, they pretty much in disguise. They're walking around in disguise. You're really not seeing the real person. And so, why are they doing that? See, the bigger question is not why are they letting Kevin do that. The bigger question is why are they even permitting that European look to be the go-to look for them? Why are they buying hair off the head of another human being and sewing it to their head? See, that's the bigger question. But I wish, Brother Umar, you would ask that question to the sisters because they like you and you could get through to them. I wish you would ask that bigger question.
From a complete stranger because you're looking for male validation. That's
Agreed.
why we need the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. See, when this gym is fully restored, when this gym is
Hopefully you
fully
get it done,
restored,
brother.
I'm
Hopefully
going
you
to
get it through.
offer some sisterhood circles.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's going to be happening at these sisterhood circles? What's going to be happening there? I mean, what's I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but it's simply it's giving me the impression that Brother Umar is going to be sitting down with groups of women in circles and then uh, validating their position, even if it's not correct. Hopefully, you won't be doing that, Brother Umar, but because I know you to be a very intelligent brother, and I'm not here to criticize you. I'm here to straighten out some information so it doesn't get passed along as truth, because I know you wouldn't want that. So I know that what you saying, some of the things you're saying is just out of a not knowing. So that's why I'm here to try to clear it up. And I would do the same thing to Kevin if he was saying some things about you that I felt was out of line.
Dr. Umar is going to offer some sisterhood circles right inside of this gymnasium. I'm going
I
to
don't know what
offer
that
some
means.
sisterhood circles right inside
What is
this
that supposed to
gymnasium
accomplish?
where I'm going to speak positivity and
Oh,
strength
okay.
to our black women.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to speak
Sounds good.
positivity. The sun has come out. Woo-hoo! Woo! Mama Oshun is here, baby. Mama Oshun is here. Orumila is here. Look at the sun. It just rained cats and dogs, and now look. The sun is shining on the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. The sun is shining. When we have our cookout, we're going to put a bunch of benches and tables out here for the cookout.
Okay.
We're going to have a lot of benches and tables right here in the Anna Douglas Amy Garvey Park. We're going to have a lot of benches out here in the Anna Douglas and Amy Garvey Park, brothers and sisters. But I'm going to have a lot of, this is your campus. Thank you for helping me buy this for our children. This is going to be the center of black organizing in North America as soon as the renovations are done.
Okay, we hope so, brother. Hope you get
But
it.
we're going to have some sisterhood circles.
Okay.
Dr. Umar is going to host some sisterhood circles
Okay.
where I can speak power and strength into black women.
All right.
I'm going to speak power and strength. This is the Frederick Douglass High School you're looking at. I'm going to speak power and strength.
What I don't understand what you mean. You're gonna speak power and strength into him, Brother Umar, because black women have never been more powerful and more stronger than they are at this moment in time. The U.S. banking system is about to give the black women $10 billion with a B dollars. $10 billion. I mean, the I don't see where they need more strength. I think what they need is more truth. And if you can break it down to them truthfully, maybe some of the things that Kevin's saying that may not they're not able to swallow, maybe you can break it down to them a little better in a more way where they can digest it better. You can chop it up. Kevin trying to feed them steak, and the steak is too strong for them. Maybe you can chew it up a little bit and make it a little softer. Yeah. So anyway, moving on.
Into our beautiful African sisters. That's right. I'm going to build you up. And what makes it so bad about these so-called life coaches, some of them actually regurgitate a lot of Dr. Umar talking points. People send me clips. People send me clips of some of these YouTubian opportunist so-called life coaches, and I'm seeing some of them quote me verbatim without giving credit to their source.
Brother Umar, okay. All right. Some of them may be quoting you. They may be quoting you, brother. And if they're quoting you, it's good. If they're using good information that you gave out, then that should be a good thing, shouldn't it? Right? I mean, it shouldn't matter where it comes from. I noticed that is a very sensitive topic to some of the brotherhood on YouTube, where I said this first, and this person is copying me, and I don't know who cares. I mean, as long as the people, who, who cares who brought the wood to build the bridge? If the bridge is built and the people are crossing the river without drowning, then who cares who brought the wood? Does the man that brought the wood, the first logs, stand on the one side of the bridge and say, "Hey, you got to say my name every time you cross this bridge, cause I brought the first log"? No, man. This is the thing. We all bringing a piece to this thing. You, Kevin, others out here, we all bringing a piece to this thing, man. So I mean, I would hope, man, you're a grown man. I can't tell you what to do, but I would hope you would not let that bother you, man, that people are saying things that you said. You've been on the internet longer than probably almost all of the detractors anyway. So, of course, people are going to be able to be saying things, probably third or fourth revamping of some things that you have said. So, third or fourth wave of it. So, of course, some things you said are going to be said by other people, man. Don't get caught up in that. I noticed that either some of our brotherhood and the sisters especially get caught up in that, and I don't see it where that's productive. And to me, you too smart for that, brother.
And some of them claim to not even like me. So why are you quoting my material and not referencing me? You obviously watch me. You obviously watch me
Of
because
course,
too much of my material is coming out of your mouth.
of course, we all watch you, brother.
It's a whole group. There's at least 12. I think I've counted 12 different YouTubian beta male wannabe life coaches that are out there
Oh,
slandering black women, attacking black women,
shots fired.
degrading black women. I count about a dozen. I'm going to call them the dirty dozen of division.
Ow, shots
The
fired
triple
again.
D, the dirty dozen of division.
Shots
There's about
fired
12
again.
members of the dirty dozen of division, 12 beta males, YouTube life coaches who are trying to build a platform by making black women feel bad. I
Looked at
don't
the
like it.
clip.
I can't appreciate black men trying to make a dollar off of making black women feel bad. And unfortunately, our black women, some of them are so thirsty for validation that they're participating. They're participating in the attacks and slander against the black female community.
See, that's what I don't understand. Now, I'm I can definitely say you are right, brother Umar, when you could talking about that with certain people. I have seen that on different channels, but slightly. I haven't seen it a lot, but slightly. I've seen channels, but if you're talking about Kevin's in particular, I have never seen him slander anyone. I've never seen him attack anyone. I've seen him respond to people, respond to people's behavior, just like I seen you respond to other people's behavior. I have never seen him attack anyone, and I never seen him slander anyone yet. So when you saying attack and slander, brother Umar, I think you should bring the receipts with you when you do that. That way, you will make more sense. Because right now, it seems as though you're talking from not a point of knowledge, but you're talking from a point of emotion.
And that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. No black woman should ever subject herself, even for amusement, even for amusement, even for amusement. The black woman should never subject herself to another man's condemnation. And what makes the condemnation so ridiculous for me, it's mostly superficial. Most of the assessment is superficial, brothers and sisters.
Of course, it's gonna be superficial, brother Umar. It's gonna be superficial. Everything's been done over the internet. Of course, it's gonna be superficial. How is he gonna do a tactical assessment of somebody that's not sitting in front of him? and they haven't paid him to actually do the real workup. Come on, man. Of course, it's gonna be superficial. This is part entertainment and part work here for people like him. So it's not gonna be you're not gonna get an in-depth look at what's going on because you're gonna have to book a session for that. Just like you couldn't do it would be a superficial thing if you saw a client for 15, 20 minutes. You'd have to see that client on a regular basis, right? As a psychologist to get the full what's going on. You wouldn't be able to get it in 20 minutes. Of course. Come on, man. We got to be realistic about the situation, man.
It's superficial. You way too much.
That is a serious issue in the black community, brother. A serious issue. And it's causing a lot of health problems. And it's causing a lot of people to walk away from marriages. And so what is wrong with a man saying, hey, that's something you need to have under control. So at least that's one thing that the man won't have to consider walking away from the marriage behind. That's the truth, right? Just like if a man loses his job, the woman will consider walking away from the situation if the bills ain't getting paid. But that's okay, right? It's okay. That's superficial, right? It is what it is.
You don't have the right body type. You don't have enough education. You don't.
Wait a minute. I never heard Kevin say anything about a woman not having the right enough education. Now, this is the main issue that I wanted to clear up. I've never heard Kevin say to someone, you don't have enough education to be involved in a relationship with somebody or anything like that. I never heard that. So once again, Brother Umar, I think you need to bring the receipts for that one. And I'm talking to you out of love, brother. This is. I mean, I'm trying to be as respectful as I can. You know what I mean? Hopefully, you don't take it the wrong way. But I'm just saying, man. None of us should be too big where we can't be told, hey, you know what? I think you got a misunderstanding at this point, right? All right.
Don't make enough money.
Okay, there's another thing. Nowhere in now, if you're talking about Kevin Samuels, he never said that. You obviously don't listen to his material on a regular basis. You just obviously don't because he never says any of that. So I think you are misrepresenting him in this manner, what we would call a straw man. You're misrepresenting his position and then arguing against that misrepresentation as if it's his original information, and it's not. So that's why I want to step in and help clear that up for you, Dr. Umar, because I see that you are going in on information that's not valid. All right.
This is European standards.
The sisterhood had European standards before Kevin got here. They was putting weaves and wigs on their head way before Kevin got here. Way before Kevin got here. So don't blame Kevin or any other brother on the internet for that one.
Isn't African. That's not who we are. And black women are subjecting themselves for this because they want a black man so bad to publicly validate them. They're taking a chance at being totally humiliated because they're so thirsty to have a black man publicly validate them. That's why you're doing this, black woman. See, I want you to understand and overstand. The same reason you go on these YouTubian beta male so-called life coaching platforms, the same reason you go on these YouTubian beta male so-called life coaching platforms
Shots fired
is the
twice.
same reason you stay in abusive relationships. It's the same reason black women stay in abusive relationships. It's the same reason black women stay. Why do black women stay in a relationship where she's being exploited sexually, emotionally, or financially? Why doesn't the black woman leave? Talk to me, black women. We're talking about the unconscious psychology.
Yeah, why don't they leave? Why don't they leave? That's a good question. For me, that's a question for another day. But I'll let you handle that today, brother.
Of abuse of our sisters. We're talking about the unconscious psychology of why black women would rather stay. Because a lot of black women feel that if a man does not validate me, I'm not good enough as a woman. And some of our sisters' self-esteem are so low that they will stay with any man just to feel like a woman. That's where this comes from, black woman.
Yeah,
That's why I'm
okay,
working on
brother Umar. Why? Why? See, let's go to the root of why that situation is happening like this. See, you're blaming, in my opinion, brother, you holding Kevin and these other people you talking about responsible for this situation, but you're not asking the tougher question. Why are they doing that? You don't want to go down the rabbit hole of why they're doing that. Why are they letting men? Why are they letting men why are they picking those types of men to be with? Right? I mean, if they're being abused and they constantly are in relationships where they're being abused, why are they picking men to abuse them? See, that's the bigger question. That's the bigger question. Why? Not that they're letting a man tell them the truth about themselves and their sexual market value for 15 minutes on the internet. Some man who it doesn't matter what Kevin Samuel says about them. They got to go back to their real life. So who cares what Kevin Samuel says? They got to go back to their real life. The bigger question is, why are they picking guys that are abusive to them? That's the bigger question.
my for sisters only relationships and dating book right now.
Oh boy. Okay, well, we need that, brother. You need to get on that one, because the sisterhood needs that like ASAP.
That's why I'm working on my for sisters only relationships and dating book right now, because I want you sisters to understand what makes you get on YouTube and let a man destroy you like that. What makes you get on YouTube and reveal your private business to an absolute stranger? What makes you get into a relationship and let a man walk all over
That's
you?
the bigger question, brother. That's the bigger question.
This is that fatherlessness.
Okay, so the question is, how come we have all this fatherlessness? See, we need to ask the bigger questions. The bigger questions. See, it's easy to throw rocks at Kevin and say, blame him or anybody else. The bigger question is, what is causing this effect in our community? What is making these women like this? That's the bigger question.
This is that fatherless little girl inside of you that cries out for validation by any means necessary. This is the abused little girl inside of you whose father wasn't there to pour love and pour strength and pour.
So, like most of the time, if you listen to Kevin's content, he on many occasions suggests that these women go get therapy. Almost every time he suggests these women get there. If they haven't had it, they need to go get it. If they have had it, they need to go back and get more. Almost every time. I don't see, brother. I think you are making a lot of statements based on video clips that somebody sent you, and that's why you're saying the things that you're saying. And I get it. I understand why you throwing some blows. I get it. But as far as the information that you're putting out, I gotta correct you on some of that stuff.
Pour abundance into your soul, and now you're running around looking for validation, and you will let the most unqualified and uncertified. You will let the most unqualified and uncertified. You will let the most unqualified and uncertified YouTubian beta male tear you apart in front of your peers.
Wait a minute. How qualified do you have to be to say, hey, these are the standards of the American Medical Association uh, as it relates to weight between men and women. Standard average weight of an average man is X. You as a woman are X plus. That means that you are more than the man. What qualify? You need to be able to read numbers. You have to have a third grade education to do that. You look at numbers and be able to see that. It's not healthy, and it's not going to help the man want to stay in a long-term relationship. See, I know a lot about long-term relationships. So I can speak on that. I've been there. You know what I mean? I ain't waiting on no queen to come to me. I already got somebody. I'm fine. So I know about long-term relationships. That's why I say, hey, look, Dr. Umar, man, you got to do your research first before you come out swinging, brother. And I respect you, man, but you got to do your research before you come out swinging.
Because you just hoping that this one time you will get publicly validated. And you think that if you get publicly validated, if you think that you get publicly validated, you might feel better about yourself. And I'm here to...
Of course, brother. What do you think? That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason Instagram is even up. It's up so women can get validation. That's the whole reason why that platform even works. It's so that you can get it. It's so you can do things you couldn't do on Facebook on Instagram. They want to turn Facebook into a more wholesome type of situation. So they came up with Instagram for the younger folks who wanted to be able to do all this other crazy stuff and get validated with all these pictures and get a whole bunch of followers and then monetize them over on OnlyFans. Yeah, that's why they're doing it. So all this stuff happened way before Kevin and the Dirty Dozen, brother.
Tell you that the mind loves to play tricks on you. Your mind loves to play tricks on you. That's right. Your mind wants you to think that if you can get one of these YouTubian beta males to validate you publicly, your self-esteem will go up. But it won't. These are the games the unconscious plays on your mind, Black.
Well, that's what they do over on IG. They post a picture and they get 10,000 likes on it, and their self-esteem goes up. So they figure they can do the same thing over here. But I would say that most of the women that called in the Kevin show at Stay on the Line, most of them are actually looking for advice, and what they've been getting advice from guys that telling them what they want, like Derek Jackson's of the world, and that hasn't worked for them. So they're trying to see if the truth will work for them, because nobody's been telling them the truth. People have been telling them that it's the men. It's just the men. Oh, this man slapped you around. It's the men. Next man slap you around. Oh, it's the man. That man slapped you around. Oh, it's the man. Next man slap you around. Oh, it's the men. Instead of saying, hey, maybe it ain't the men. Maybe it's you. You the common denominator in this thing. Maybe it's something going on in your selection process that has this happening to you. But what do I know? I'm just a guy on the internet.
Woman. These are the games that your unconscious plays on your mind, Black woman. Don't let your mind play games on you. Don't let that little girl inside of you who was victimized as a child. Don't let that little girl inside of you that was victimized by your first husband. Don't let that little girl inside of you that was sexually assaulted or physically assaulted by her mother's boyfriend. Don't let the pain of that little girl.
Now I will agree with Dr. Umar. most of our women have been sexually mishandled some type of way. I think the stat is 75% of them have been mishandled some kind of way at some point in their life.
Don't let the pain of your inner child, black woman, don't let the inner child run your life. See, black woman, I want you to understand something. When you read For Sisters Only book, you're going to learn about that little girl that every black woman got's living inside of her. And that little girl is scarred and hurt. All of what you've been through as a little girl, all the sexual molestations you've been through as a little
Yikes.
girl, the sexual abuse and exploitations you've been through as a little girl, the
Yikes.
relationships you've been in that did not turn out right.
Why is the relationships you've been in not turning out right? See, now, I don't know. Maybe you will disagree with Kevin, but Kevin tells a lot of these women to go get therapy. That's many times he'll tell them, "Hey, go get therapy. You need therapy," and not in a joking way. Seriously, you need therapy. And they don't even reveal a lot of the stuff that you're talking about right here. But I'm saying, you're a psychologist. I mean, a psychotherapist or whatever. I would think you wouldn't have a problem with a man suggesting that a person go get therapy who is obviously in a delusion.
That little girl in you is trying to heal, but she doesn't know how to heal. So she's motivating you to get involved in dysfunctional relationships and dysfunctional situations to get your unmet needs met. That's right.
Okay.
When you find yourself going on these YouTube platforms to let uncredentialed, uncertified people, when you go on these YouTube,
What you uncertified? How certified do you have to be to say the American Medical Association says this is how much a average man weighs? You weigh that plus. You weigh that plus. That means that you weigh more than a man. How certified do you need to be to do that? Maybe it's me, Brother Warren, but I don't see where you need to be certified. Just look at the American Medical Association standards of the average weight of an average man and the average weight of an average woman, and say, based on their standards of an average man in America, you weigh that plus. That means that you weigh more than a man. How much? What certification do you need for that? How much certification do you need to say to someone, if you got some issues, then you need to go get therapy? How much certification do you need for that? Let the therapist tell you don't need therapy. But I doubt any therapist will tell any black woman she don't need therapy. Anyway, plow on ahead.
two platforms to let uncredentialed strangers evaluate you. That's the little girl in you. That's the little girl in you crying out for validation.
But obviously, whatever you doing ain't working, or you wouldn't even be calling this man to try to get an evaluation. Maybe you want to just get idea of the truth. See, a lot of black women don't want to hear the truth, brother. They want people to tell them what they want. You a queen, you a goddess, you this, you that, and that's cool. If you're gonna give them the responsibility that goes with it, which is all of the truth. Don't just give them some of the truth. Give them all of the truth. Hey, you're a queen, you're a goddess, you're the mother of the universe, but you out of shape. You need to get yourself back. Mentally, you out of sorts. You need to go see a therapist so you can get your mind back.
And I'm telling you, sister, if your father is still alive, if your father figure is still alive, if your uncle or grandfather is still alive, if you have a pastor who ain't trying to get in your panties, if you have a pastor who ain't trying to get in your panties, you can have a conversation with a man who doesn't have a sexual interest in you. You can have a conversation with a man who doesn't have a.
Now that is a hard pill to swallow. But like I think that your first group of guys, your father, your brother, something like that, that's who you're gonna have to go to. I would say that it was very, unless you're gonna pay somebody, pay a therapist. I think it's very unlikely you're gonna find a man that's gonna want to sit in with around you, listen to all your problems, have you cry on his shoulder, and then walk away with a hard penis. I doubt it. You have to pay a man to, not be in that mode of thinking. Or you're gonna have to go to like your brother or your father or a relative or somebody you trust that doesn't have a sexual interest in you, and they are not gonna develop a sexual interest in you. Then you can spend time talking to them. It's like a woman, man. It's like a woman cooking you food. A woman's not going to be coming over cooking you food and making sure you eating and watching you go be with some other woman. Woman's not going to do that. The average woman's not going to do that. The average woman's going to cook for you if they think they got a shot with you. They're not going to sit there and listen to your problems and wash your clothes and cook your food and all. They're not going to do that. Anyway, plowing ahead.
A sexual interest in you to help get those unmet needs. See, every woman in the world, but we're talking about our queens. Every woman in the world, but we're talking about our queens. Every woman in the world needs a man who loves her without any interest of sexual intercourse.
Stop. Yes, and that person should be a relative. It should not be anyone outside of your family. It should not be anyone outside of your family. So don't go out here. Because I don't want the sisterhood to go out here and say, "Oh, this guy's a nice guy. He wants to be." No, most guys that play that friendship role are looking for something in return on the back end. So don't even set that up. Go to your father, go to your brother, go to your uncle, go to somebody who you know is a family member. Because the average guy is going to be insulted by the fact that you're going to spill your guts to him, and then you're not going to give him no sexual time. The average guy is not going to want to do that. Just like a woman wouldn't. A woman be like, "Well, I'm not going to cook for you and clean for you," and you're going to go give your sexual time to someone else. The man is going to do the same thing. I'm not going to give my non-sexual time to you, and then you're going to give your sexual time to someone else. No. So I disagree with that, brother Umar. Well, I don't disagree with it, but I think you should define it more clearly as a family member that you trust.
Listen to me well, black woman. In order for you to be healthy, you have to have a man you can go to and get emotional healing and support. And that man is so secure in his manhood and so in control of his hormones and his root chakra. See, black men, we got to get
You can't control hormones, brother Umar, but that's okay.
our root chakras under control. The black man has to get his root chakra. Black men, the reason why some of us are so hypersexual is our root chakra is out of control.
I disagree. The reason why most of us are so hypersexual is because we have been misled by American television and media to pump. We've been pumped up with sexualized television and media, and then controlled by that situation to how we move in the society. So that's why. But a lot of people did a lot of research, a lot of scientific research on how to get us like this, so that we will be just out of sorts, on top of not having our fathers in our homes.
We have to get our root chakras under control if we really want to serve.
I have no idea what that is, but if that means that, you are going to, well, the first place you need to serve is your home. You know what I'm saying? If we as black men, if we just went to our own homes and our own families and we took care of business there, we could cut down on a lot of this stuff. But a lot of us are out in the street and we're not in our homes. And so the girls are not seeing their dads, and it's a bad situation. But I don't know about this root chakra thing, but hey, man, if it works for him, it works.
The black sisterhood, I'm going to say it again. We got to get our root chakras under control,
Okay.
so that we can be of better use to our women. Because every black woman needs a man that she can depend on for emotional support that doesn't lead to sexual abuse.
Oh yeah, everyone, of course, man, of course, yes, obviously that's true, of course.
And I'm using sexual abuse in the general sense, not having sexually raped or anything, but having sex with a woman who really don't need sex can be a form of sex abuse. Having sex with a woman who really don't need sex, who's looking for love, that can be considered a form of sexual abuse, brothers and sisters.
Man, well, brother Umar, you, I think you're not looking at the reality of the situation out here, man. These women out here, man, they after it, man. Most of them are going, they trying to get it, and they only really trying to settle down after they have had so much, they have so many miles on the vagina. That's when they start trying to slow down a little bit. But most of these women, these are grown women, man. These grown women, man, they know when they want to have sex or not. Ain't nobody tricking them out of nothing. They know when they want to have sex. They know if they want to have sex or not. Why you think they're on Tinder? Why you think they're on, all these different dating apps? Some of them are foolish enough to think they're going to find a husband on these dating apps, but the majority of them are just looking for. The majority of them are just looking for companionship. All right, let's get back to it.
And so black men have to get our root chakras under control, so when sisters come to us, we can say to ourselves, not to her, this is a beautiful sister, but she don't need me for that. Yeah. She don't need me for that. She need me to be a man right now.
I say that unless that's a relative of yours, I do not agree with Dr. Umar on this unless he's speaking of relatives. You as a man on your own, trying to befriend a woman and be something to comfort her, no, I wouldn't even do that as I was a pastor. You can't even do that as a pastor anymore. You got to get a woman in there to do it. I would never do. I mean, this is a dangerous situation you're inviting these brothers into, Brother Umar. I think you looking at it from your love, and you're not looking at it the total thing from the legalities of the situation. So I disagree with you, brother. I think you need to iron that out a little bit, define it a little more clear, and then we can see if there's something we can work with. You know what I mean? It's just my opinion, brother.
She needs me to be a non-sexual man. She needs.
I just don't. I don't see that unless you're related to this woman. I don't see that working. I just don't see that working unless you're related to the woman. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would never go and be the non-sexual man, and I can be, but I would never be that. I'm not gonna spend time with somebody that is just, the risk is too high for something ugly to occur. I wouldn't do it, and I suggest no other guy go do it. Start in your house. Start with your mama. Start with your wife. Start with your daughters. Start with your girlfriend. Start there. Don't be don't do this for people that that are not related to you, in my opinion.
Masculine energy that does not have any sexual agenda tied to it.
Well, I already broke down. Now, Brother Omar, I'm sure you haven't seen my video. If you're not watching Kevin, and he's way bigger than my channel, you're not watching mine. And what I said before is the sisters have a natural attraction to alpha male energy. They are going to develop, if an alpha male is in front of them, or if that energy is in front of them for a long enough period of time, they will develop an attraction to that energy. Not necessarily the person or the person's behavior or their physical appearance, but the alpha male energy. They will develop an attraction to that energy. So this is where they're getting misled. Now you putting somebody in there saying, I want you to be the alpha male in front of that person, but I don't want you to have sex with them. Well, the woman is going to develop a sexual attraction to you. I went over this, brother. It's a natural. It's called natural selection. You probably know already what this is. Natural selection, and the women are just going to select. They're gonna select the alpha male energy. That's the energy they feel like. And I broke this all down, but I don't suggest anybody get involved with. I know most of the alphas are listening to you. They're not gonna do what you're saying anyway, but I'm just saying I don't think anybody who's trying to develop themselves into an alpha should do something like this. Very much a risky situation in today's climate.
Women often need masculine love and
True.
emotion that
True.
doesn't
From
have
a relative.
any physical intimacy
From
tied
a
to it.
relative.
And I'm gonna say this to all the black men listening. I'm gonna say this to all the black men listening. I'm gonna say this to all the black men listening. Until you are strong enough to love a woman without sticking your Shango stick, until you can say, Dr. Umar, I know some women who are beautiful and got a lot going for them. But because I know I don't really mean them no good, or because I know they really looking for a husband right now and not just a friend, or because I know I have enough women on my rotation as it is, because I know I have enough queens in my queendom, although I would love to experience this, sister, I'm going to be a real alpha male today. I'm going to be a real alpha male today, and I am not going to let that sister walk into a trap where she's looking for masculine validation but ends up getting taken advantage of by another male.
But that's what alpha males do, brother. They just run through people. That's what they do. So you're contradicting yourself, brother Umar, because these alpha males, that's what they do. In any situation, they take what they want. They just take it. They doesn't care about what the consequences or how it's going to affect the person that they're taking it from. They don't care. That's what they do. I just explained how the sisters are attracted to that, just biologically attracted to that alpha male energy. So now you have two things working against each other, and you putting them together. You putting a hurt female with an alpha male energy, and then you're expecting it to go good. It's not going to go good. It's not going to go good, brother. That's my advice. That's my opinion, and I'm definitely not certified. I'm definitely not. I don't have any psychology courses. So that's just me as an observer on the planet of different people. And so I'm just saying, I think that you're pushing, I think you're pushing well-meaning brothers into a tight situation, brother. And I would hope, Dr. Umar, you back up off of this position of guys trying to befriend women and trying to, and that's not their relatives.
I'm going to let her know, sister, I'm not going to sleep with you. You're beautiful, you're drop dead gorgeous, but I know you looking for more. And because I know you looking for more, I'm never going to touch you. We are never going to go there. I'm going to be the man you can come to when you need to have a conversation about other men.
No. If you have to tell the sister, I'm not going to sleep with you, then you need to not be the guy that she goes to for a conversation. I disagree with you there, Dr. Umar. and I respect you and your scholastic achievements, but on this one, I must disagree with you based on the situation at hand. I must disagree with you. And I know you mean well, and I know what you're trying to say, but we're not at that point yet where men can befriend a woman, and the risk of them being caught up in a Me Too situation, or the risk of them abusing the sister, like you said, is just too high, and I just think it's just unreasonable and it's not um, it's not realistic to put a brother in that situation and then ask him to say, no, 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 no. I know you're attracted to this sister, but no, you be the one that she cries to. Meanwhile, she's where she gets herself together, and but let her have sex with somebody else. I just don't see that happening, brother. Anyway, what do I know? You're the doctor.
The man you could come to and get a hug, a real tight hug.
No, no, no. What are you doing? Ay, ay, ay. Holy smokes. Dr. Umar. Ay, ay, ay. No, 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 no. You shouldn't be hugging on no sister. Not, especially no tight hug. No, 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 no. It should be one of those. It should be one of those church hugs with your booty out. Nothing should be coming in contact with the sister except your upper portion of your body, upper portion. At best, if you're going to hug at all, if you hugging at all, but definitely you shouldn't be tight hugging nobody. Dr. Umar, ay ay ay, what are you doing, brother? Ay ay ay, you walking these dudes right to the cemetery. Come on, brother. Come on. I know you smarter than this, Dr. Umar. I know you just talking out of love, man. But you got to rearrange some of what you're saying, man, because you're not thinking it over. You're not thinking it over. For the average brother, that may work for you, but that ain't gonna work for the average brother out here.
And it not lead to nothing else. Black men, part of being masculine is being able to turn that root chakra down, turn down that root chakra energy, and just be a brother to a sister. In order to be an alpha male, in my definition, part of being an alpha male, part of being an alpha male is being emotionally available to black women in need of positive masculinity.
Yeah, in your family, brother. In your family. We all need to do this in our own homes and with our own children and our own women. That's what we need to do. We don't need to be out there at the workplace doing something like this. Oh, sister, I need. No, 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 no. It's just not the climate for it. At best, what you can do is say, you know what, sister, I know a sister that deals with this type of thing. Here, let me give you her number. You call her. No, 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 no. You don't be in front of no sister, man. Not unless you know what's good. I mean, this situation is bad, man. I think, brother Omar, you just speaking out of love and not really seeing the total picture.
Without it leading to a sexual escapade. Part of being an alpha male, in my definition, part of being an alpha male, in my definition, is being emotionally available to a woman without allowing the relationship to descend into an empty sexual escapade.
That's easy to say, brother. That's easy to say. That's easy to say. And I doubt, I wouldn't even suggest you do something like that, brother. I would suggest you point them to a sister, man, that you know that is really versed in helping sisters, man, or a therapist other than yourself. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you are suggesting something that's really going to get a lot of men in a bad situation. I can foresee it now, and I'm trying to tell you, brother, please, Dr. Umar, come out rearrange this, man, and say it in a way that lets these men know that, hey, no, I'm not telling you to befriend some woman you see on the street or some woman at the job or some woman at the PTA meeting or whatever. No, go home, go home, and do this for your wife, do this for your daughter, do this for your auntie, do this for your mama, do this for your sister, but stay within your family zone.
That's where we got to get, black men. America has made us too hypersexual.
True. Agreed.
America has made us too hypersexual.
Agreed.
America has made us, as black men, all men, but I'm talking to my brothers, America has made us hypersexual.
Agreed.
And ever since slavery, 400 years, the black man has been trained to sexually objectify the black woman.
Agreed.
For 400 years, the black man has been trained by the slave master to sexually objectify the black woman's body.
Agreed.
And the black woman herself. For some of us,
Agreed.
the black woman is nothing more than an object of sexual satisfaction.
Agreed.
For many of us, the black woman is nothing more than an object of sexual satisfaction. That comes from the slave empire.
Agreed.
That is part of post-traumatic slavery disease. If
Agreed.
you are a black man and the main worth of a woman to you is her sexual abilities, then you suffer from post-traumatic slavery disease. Now, don't get me wrong. Black women are gorgeous. I love 5'5" thick in the thighs. I love a curvy, conscious, nappy-headed, intelligent, can throw down in the kitchen black woman. Oh, yes, I love a beautiful black woman.
Easy, Dr. Umar. Easy. 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 Ay, ay, ay. Holy smokes, Batman. Easy. Easy. All right. Everybody calm down? Okay.
Woman. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. I am a man with the urges and instincts of any other African man. But at the same time, the God in me, the deity in me, the divine in me dictates that I control that root chakra and control those natural urges towards reproduction when I see a sister who needs more than that. And a true alpha male can say, you know what? Not this time. Not this time, not under these circumstances. I'm going to be
Agreed.
a source of masculine
No.
support. for this black woman.
No. I agree. You say no. You see they need more, and you push them on to somebody else. No. You don't. No, you as a man do not need to be counseling a woman, especially if you have alpha male energy. You do not need to be counseling a woman. Because in this day and age, it's just too dangerous. It's absolutely, it's dangerous. You have no protection for yourself. You're just absolutely a walking, it's a duck hunt for you.
Woman, no matter how beautiful and single she is, and I'm not going to let it turn into a useless sexual escapade where she goes home.
Wait a minute, sex ain't useless. Now, sex ain't useless. And she might not be happy about having the sex, but it ain't useless. Could bring a life in here that we need. Or could bring us a little soldier in here that we need.
Feeling used and abused. I'm not
We don't want
talking about a
that.
sister
We don't want that.
who is only interested in having a friend. That's different. If a sister just wants a friend and she's cool with that, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
No. You should not be friends with no woman. You should not be. The only friend you should have your last name. That should be your only woman friend. And when I say friend, I mean somebody you spending any of your available time with that person. When you're not working, you're not sleeping, you're not eating. Why should you be spending time with another female, a female as a friend, and not leading up to a sexual encounter? See, that's disingenuous, brother. We not doing that. I disagree with you, Dr. Umar, on this point here. We disagree because I'm not you. I feel like you're sending these guys to the gulag here because you're sending them to a situation where they're gonna get caught up. I just feel that way, brother, and I know you're not doing it on purpose, but we gotta the truth is the truth here.
Sisters who you know are thirsty for a husband, thirsty for a meaningful relationship, thirsty for a long-term relationship, and you are not the one to give it to her. Can you just stand by her as a brother?
No.
Can you be the shoulder she needs to cry
No.
on once in a
No.
while?
No. 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 I'm gonna go out on a limb. I hope Dr. Umar don't take this the wrong way and come back and try to say I'm trying to jump at him. I don't. I respect you, Dr. Umar, but I disagree. Just like I disagree with Kevin on some things, I disagree with you on this here thing, man. You are just leading. You are inviting a world of trouble by what you're suggesting, and I just don't see mathematically how that would work. And a lot of people would attack you. I'm not trying to attack you, brother. I'm just trying to, as a person who's a little older than you, I'm trying to use my wisdom to help you, so that because I see that you're coming from a good place for the sisterhood. So let's get what you're saying accurate, and that'll be better instead of what you're saying is just your emotional feelings about the situation, but it's not accurate, and we don't want that because we're gonna lead a lot of brothers to the wrong and put a lot of sisters in harm's way too. Because brothers gonna want to do what you're saying, but in the end, it's not gonna turn out that way.
Can you be the brother that gives her to the hug once in a while? See, the reason
No,
why some of the coons in the
no,
chat,
don't do that.
the reason why some of the beta males in the chat can't understand, overstand, or understand what I'm talking about. The reason why some of you beta males in the chat can't understand, overstand, and understand what I'm talking about is you have been mentored by beta males who have positioned the black woman as their enemy. You have been mentored
Holy
by
smokes.
beta males who have raised you to believe the black woman is your problem. I had a beta male say earlier, Dr. Umar, black women been in charge of the black community for 60 years. No, she hasn't. The white man, has been in charge of the black community for 400 years.
Correct.
The black woman is only a manager of the black community.
Correct.
And the only reason why she is a manager of the black community is because the war against black men, which is waged by the white man, is sending us to the prison and to the cemetery. So the black woman had to step in and assume that role. The black woman don't want to be
Correct.
the damn alpha male in your house. The black woman don't want to be going crazy raising your children.
Let me clear up what you're saying. Yes, the black woman is managing, but I'm not saying it's the total Caucasian population that's trying to make this happen here. There's an element there's always a small element in the Caucasian community, just like Nazi Germany, just like with Moses and the children of Israel. Moses and the children of Israel, and then just like other little, there's always pockets of overwhelming thought, and if they can get in a close enough to enough power, they can create havoc. And that's what you have with the United States prison system, where enough people who control it and run it have enough power and have enough friendships with the judicial system that they can keep getting this constant feeding of black men going to prison. And it's worth it. It's fiscally worth doing. It's fiscally worth doing this. And since there's no collateral damage in their communities, then it's fiscally worth doing this. So that I just want to clear that up. I just want to clear that up because I don't want to sit here and say the total white population is involved in something this situation here. It's mainly a small group of aggressive ones that able to take control and have in but it goes deeper, but I don't want to go into it all right here. But I just wanted to say let's put everything on the table. All right.
The black woman don't want to be crazy teaching her daughter about sex and dating and pregnancy and birth control and STDs. Do you really think the black woman wouldn't rather be doing something else? Do you?
But she have to. She have to. We in a wartime here, man. Like you said, this is a wartime here. This is a war zone. You're gonna have to teach your daughter about STDs and contraceptives and all of that. You have to. You have to. You have to. If you don't, you're sending them to the slaughter. And I don't think the black women want to do that, but it's not a question of whether what they want to do. It's a question of what must be done. That's what we call duty.
Really think she want to be working 2 and 3 jobs to get the bills paid because your ass is locked up or dead?
Okay, the bigger question is, why are you picking dudes that's getting themselves locked up? Why? See, that's the bigger question. Why are you picking dudes like that? Let's examine why. What are you looking for, and how can we get you to understand that there's some unconscious things you're doing that's putting you in the position to deal with that situation.
And I'm not blaming you, black man. It's a war on us. But what I'm telling you, stop making the black woman the scapegoat for the white man.
Agreed.
And if you feel that you have to make the black woman the scapegoat for the white man, then why don't you just be honest and say, listen, I'm scared of my oppressor. I'm scared of the white man. I don't want to challenge him. I don't want to fight him. I'm scared of my oppressor, so I'm just going to blame my system. I'm scared of the white man, so I'm just going to blame the black woman. That's what you really do.
Agreed.
That's the truth. Tell
Agreed.
the truth. You scared of the white
Agreed.
man, so you're just going to blame the black woman.
Agreed.
Can we tell the truth? Can we tell the truth? Because that's all you beta males are doing, trying to make the black woman the scapegoat for what the white man has done to you.
Agreed.
The black woman does not control the school system. The black woman does not control the criminal justice system.
Agreed.
The black woman does not control the legal system. She does not control.
She is supported by all of those things. She's supported by all of those things. Those things support her delusions.
Enemy. Just tell the truth. You have been mentored by beta males who have made the black woman the scapegoat for what the white man has done to you because you are afraid to challenge your oppressor.
Agreed. But how can you challenge your oppressor if you can't? How can you fight your enemy outside of your house when you got enemies in your house that you need to deal with? Until you confront those enemies, how are you going to get anything done? You got to confront what's going on in your own house first. How you going to go out on the street and fight a big enemy and your army is not together? Your army is out of sorts. Come on, Brother Umar. Come on. Now, yes, white society has done a lot to us. That's true. And a lot of our brothers, because they get paid, they found a way to get money out of the white society. They will not confront the white society or the ones of them that are creating the ruckus or creating the off-balancement of the black community. They will not confront them. because they're getting paid. Some of our brothers getting paid to lead our people into the slaughterhouse on these records and all that. They're getting paid, but also on the other end, we gonna have to confront the black. I don't care. I mean, you could put it off, but eventually we have to confront the black woman. We have to confront her and say, "You're out of sorts." You know, I mean, so Kevin is doing it now, but when do you want to do it? You want to put it off? Eventually, you're going to have to tell her, "Hey, look, you're overweight. You're waiting too late to try to. If you're really interested in getting married, you're waiting too late. You're following the Caucasian women empowerment movement, and you're waiting to too late. Just like they're falling off the cliff, you falling off the cliff. So stop doing that. We're gonna have to confront that. It is what it is. So when do you want to confront that, brother? Because we're gonna have to confront them, just like we have to confront our brothers out there. Sooner or later. Sooner or later.
That's why when the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy is open, there will be code of conduct on this campus. There will be a code of conduct at the Frederick Douglass High School. There will be a code of conduct at the Marcus Garvey Elementary School. There will be a code of conduct at the Nat Turner and Jean-Jacques Dessalines Gymnasium. Black power. Yes, sir. Shout out to Wilmington, Delaware for standing by the Prince. And black woman, I want all my black women to know something right now. I am not condoning your bullshit.
Talking about righteous power.
My beautiful African queens, I'm talking to you right now. I'm not condoning your bullshit because some black women are on some bullshit.
Oh,
some of you
thank you, Dr. Umar. Thank you, Dr. Umar, because I knew you had it in you, brother. I knew you did. I knew you did. See, all of y'all that's been bashing Dr. Umar, man. See, I knew he had it in him. I knew he had it in him.
Kids, some of you take good men to child support who was already taking care of their kids. Some of you will bring good brothers into your life and you use them as an emotional crutch just to get your baby daddy or ex-husband to pay attention to you. I am not condoning the bullshit of black women.
Okay.
I am not saying that the black woman does not have faults, because the black woman has faults just like the black man has faults. But I am concerned about the example that black men are sending to young black boys right now in this country. I am concerned about the message that black men are sending to young black boys in this country when a 16-year-old girl gets 4 shots to her heart. When a 16-year-old girl gets 4 shots to her heart in Columbus, Ohio, and a whole bunch of weak-ass, no backbone having beta males will get on the internet and defend a white policeman.
Well, which sister did you want dead? The one that got the bullets or the one that she was about to push the knife into? Which sister did you want dead? Which one? I wish he would have tased her. I wish he would have tased her. I wish he would have. That would have been the better alternative of her being tased. But how does he know that the taser, she would have still killed the lady? He told her to put the knife down. Repeatedly. So, you know, I'm not carrying the slave line on that one, man. I mean, you know, I'm glad that the sister that she was attempting to kill didn't get killed. I wish she wouldn't have got killed. But if I had to choose between her not getting shot or the other sister getting killed, I mean, I'd rather work that way if I had to choose. But that's me. I don't always carry the slave line. So anyway.
Will defend a white policeman who shot 4 bullets into the stomach.
I don't think nobody's defending the policeman because he's white. People are looking at it like even if the police. So what if the policeman was black? Would it make a difference in the same situation? Everybody's that's saying, hey, nobody wanted her to get killed, but if he he gave her the order to drop the knife several times. She didn't do it, and then she went to go and try and kill this other lady. If the officer hadn't acted, the other sister would be dead. And then they'd be saying something about that. I'm just saying, man, come on, you got to come out of your emotions and start thinking logically about this situation. What if that was your mama that girl was going to get ready to stab? I think you would look at it totally different if that was your mama that was about to take that knife to the heart.
Of a 16-year-old black girl, I cannot condone that.
Ain't nobody condoning that.
No damn beta males. All these young brothers out here claiming to be masculine. All these young brothers out here claiming to be masculine, and all you doing is attacking women. I'm seeing entire threads on social network of black men talking about everything wrong with black women. That's not how we act, brother. White people are watching this shit.
Well,
White people.
Well, we shouldn't be attacking the sisterhood. I agree with you, Dr. Umar. We shouldn't be publicly attacking them. We should be big enough men to, just take it on the chin. But a lot of our brothers are not. A lot of our brothers, they just ain't. They for whatever reason, they don't really know how men act. So they go in on women online and whatever. Anyway, they go in on them and personally attack them, which is ridiculous. But anyway.
People are watching this. They are watching you attack your sister on a public platform. Do you really think if a black cop put 4 bullets in a 16-year-old white girl holding a knife, do you think any white man would be defending a black cop? Let me ask you again. If a black
yes, cop, if it was his mama against that car that was about to get that knife into the heart, yes, I think he would have defended him.
Put 6 bullets in a white girl holding a knife. If a black cop put 4 bullets in a white girl holding a knife. If a black cop put 4 bullets into the heart of a white girl holding the knife.
I need to go back and look at this video, man. 'Cause the video I saw was very clear.
Defending the black cop who murdered the 16-year-old.
It's not about the color, brother. It's not about the color. It's not about the color of the officer. It's about the threat to the person that was about to get killed. Come on. So what should he have done? Let this girl kill her? Come on, man. Come on. You're not thinking. You're not using your brain, brother. You using your emotions. Come on, Dr. Umar. Come on. We got to get and I'm for the black community too, brother. I'm for us. But we got to be sensible, man. We got to think tactically. We can't be all color all the time. We got to be tactical, and we got to be reasonable. We got to be reasonable. Which person should have died? The one should the police have let her stab and kill the other lady? What should have happened? Anyway,
what's wrong with us? That's why at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, we're going to have a code. We're going to have a code. When you walk on this campus, every black woman will be at peace on this campus. If a black man says the wrong thing to you, he disrespects you. If he does anything inappropriate, you will be able to tell one of the brothers or sisters, and their name will be added to the book of Negroes, and they will be banned. If you do not respect black
women, your name
women,
put in the book of Negroes.
Come to the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy for any community events. If you do not respect the black woman, do not ever come to the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy for any community events, because you will be banned and your name will be added to the book of Negroes.
The book of Negroes.
When you show up, we need to see your driver's license and state-issued ID. I'm letting y'all know now. Don't
holy smokes.
Pulling out some fake identification card.
Holy smokes.
We're not doing that.
Holy smokes.
State-issued ID. My Moorish brothers, I love you, but you better have a state-issued ID or you're not coming in.
Okay.
I want to see the real name, the name you was born with, the name your paycheck has on it. That's what I want to see.
Okay.
Or you're not coming in here.
Okay.
I want to know who everybody is. And
I guess that could be a safety issue. I guess that could be a safety issue.
I want to know who everybody is and where they live, brothers and sisters. That's what I want. Black man, if I'm going to hold you accountable, I got to hold the black woman accountable. Black man, so brothers, if I'm going to hold you accountable, I got to hold the sisters accountable. Black woman, don't disrespect no black men on this campus. Black woman, don't disrespect
Yeah,
no
you're gonna
black
put
man on this
you gonna put
campus.
the sister's
Be
name
added to
in the book of Negroes.
banned from the campus. How we doing?
Yeah, you gonna put their
I
name
can't
in the
complain.
book of Negroes, man.
But that's all for right now. It's the Prince of Pan-Africanism. I'm signing out. Peace and black power.
Okay, brother. That's brother Umar.
Now let me.
That's brother Umar. You know, I just wanted to clear up some stuff that he had said that was, you know, I felt that needed to be cleared up. You know, but subscribe to brother Umar, man. Listen to him. You know what I mean? And I think he's grown up enough to where you can tell him, hey, brother, Dr. Umar, I disagree with you on this point here. I disagree with you on this. I think he's reasonable enough. He should be reasonable enough. I don't know the brother personally, but I think just looking at the brother, he's just a zealot. He's full of zeal. He wants to help the community in his own way. And but I think he seems like he is a reasonable person. You know, and we all have been through trials and tribulations. We all grow. So, you know, just talk to the brother and let him know, hey man, you know, I disagree with this or that. It's same thing with Kevin. Tell Kevin, hey Kevin, I disagree with you on this or that. You know, none of these brothers God. You know, they just guys on the internet. You know what I mean? They just guys living their lives trying to do what they can. You know what I mean? Nobody's above being told, hey brother, you're approaching this the wrong way, in my opinion. Right? Anyway, that's my take on Dr. Umar and some of the things he was saying about Kevin. I just wanted to clear up that, you know, and not like I said, I know Kevin can defend himself. I wasn't here to defend Kevin. I was actually here to just clear up some of the information that Dr. Umar had, because I could tell that he just not watched Kevin's content, and he was putting out some information that was incorrect. So I just wanted to clear that up. But, you know, like I said, I'm here. Dr. Umar has a problem with something I said, or you want to discuss it with me further, brother, I'm here. All you got to do is hit me up and we can discuss it. I meant no disrespect to you or Kevin. You're my brother. Kevin's my brother. So hopefully there's no beef between you guys. If it is, count me out of it. You guys are the big heavyweights. I'm just a little brother over here trying to give you a little bit of wisdom that has got me, you know, to this far in life. All right. Till next time. Peace. Oh, brothers, never be the aggressor. Never be the aggressor.